We did the voice test. This is the ENGWE E26 e-bike. This UK legal e-bike has got 26-inch Fat Boy tyres, a 250 watt brushless motor. It comes with 7 Shimano gears, front and rear hydraulic brakes. Its maximum speed is 15.5 miles per hour, and it's got 5 levels of pedal assist. Let's check it out. Okay, so we are riding the ENGWE E26. We're going to head over to the park to do some suspension tests. We're also doing a speed test, and lastly we're going to do a hill test, so I'm very excited about that. Whilst we're on our way, I thought I would just kind of talk about the bike a little bit. We'll go into some close-ups etc. shortly, but we're going to talk about the bike a little bit. So it does come in 3 colours, the ENGWE E26. It comes in a bumblebee yellow, it comes in this kind of teal blue, and it also comes in a kind of grey black version as well. The grey black one was actually the one that I wanted, but they didn't have it in stock in the UK store, so that was disappointing. The bike, but to be fair, now that I've seen the blue, I actually do really like the blue. I actually really like the yellow as well. I think they did well with the colour choices, to be honest, because all 3 colours are really quite smart. Now you can check out the bike at ENGWE's website. They've got a few different websites. They've got an EU website, a UK website, and obviously an American one. Now the bike itself also comes in 2 models. So it comes in a step over, which is this one. But if you do have maybe you've got some problems where you can't do a step over bike, it also comes as a step through as well, which is quite handy. I actually quite like step through bikes. I've actually got another one on order that's a step through. That's why I went with the step over for this one. The step through is a little bit lighter. Obviously you're taking away this entire bar here, which is a big bar. The bike's made of aluminium, so it's a big bar, so the weight does decrease by a couple of kilograms. It's not massive. It's not a massive difference, but there is a difference in weight with the step through. The step over is a little bit higher, a little bit heavier. So we're just going to take this turn off here, and we'll get through to the park. About the bike so much, and it does have a lot of things going for it. I think it's very well priced. I was looking at some mountain bikes that were electric, and they're like £5,000 and £6,000, and yeah, okay, they're going to be built better or made with better materials etc, but if you're like me and you're just maybe wanting to get out and about a little bit, 5-6 grand is quite a lot. Now there are obviously cheaper ones than that as well, so I thought I'd bring that up. But it's a strange thing. It's like I would say that I feel safe riding the bike because it is such a, a big boy, big wheels, 26-inch wheels, 4-inch thick tyres. It eats up the road, which makes it a very comfortable ride as well. Now it does have the front and back suspension. Now we will do a little bit of a test on that in a few seconds, but as far as the bounciness of it, it is very, very well made. Now the seat saddle suspension, not really for me. Because I'm such a big boy, this is not really anybody's fault other than my own, but because I'm a big boy, I do tend to find that when the seat suspension goes down, it doesn't really come back up. But I suppose I'd rather have it than not have it. Just go through this little gap. But I think they have upgraded ENGWE. I mean, I had a bike from ENGWE a little while ago, and you know, this does seem like they're, you know, they're upgrading. You'll get hydraulic brakes, for example. Oh, we've got hydraulic brakes in this one. Now the bike itself is locked. You know, this is kind of one of these things that we'll debate forever, but it is locked. So the motor itself is a 1000 watt motor, but due to EU regulations and UK regulations, because obviously we've left the EU, you can't have more than a 250 watt motor, which is frustrating. It's also speed capped, so the speed itself is capped to 25 kilometers per hour, and that translated in the UK, that's 15.5 miles per hour. So when you get to that speed on a road like I am now, you do have to start pedalling. Now granted, that's not the biggest problem, because it does give you a bit of exercise, which is exactly what I wanted. But still, I feel as if, you know, you're being kind of told how to cycle. It's ridiculous. But that's not ENGWE's fault. That is the EU and the UK regulations that are causing that. So there's nothing they can do other than either stop selling their bikes in these places, which is not really a feasible option, or they can do what they've done, and that's lock it. Now, you can unlock it. You cannot unlock it, and in the UK you're allowed to unlock it as long as you are on private land. That's why I brought you here, because I'm going to show you how to unlock it. And obviously I own this park. I had Alfred put a bid in this morning. It was accepted, and anyway, so we can unlock it. The only thing is, when you unlock it, basically what you're doing is you're unlocking the entire motor. It doesn't divide the speed. It doesn't divide the speed up. Basically, what it does is it just gives you max power on all levels. So you get max power on every level, which, you know, I don't really like that, because you can't really do anything about it. But then again, you're not supposed to unlock it, so it is kind of, you take what you can get. The reason why I brought you here is because I want to do a suspension test, and there's a field over there to my right that when we unlock it, we will use the throttle, which of course doesn't work either when it's in EU mode. But when we unlock it and then go down this field, it's a very bumpy field, and we will find out if the suspension is good, because you're currently on a camera that's attached to the handlebars, and it's a very thin rod, and that will bounce about like mad on this field. So guys, I'm going to show you how to unlock the bike now. So you should be able to see the screen here. So if we press and hold the up and down button together, we'll enter the kind of menu system. Oh, I've got my hand on the brake, that's why that wasn't working. So if we press and hold the up and the down buttons together, you enter the menu system. If I then hold the up button down for about 15 to 20 seconds, to be honest I haven't counted it, but you can count now if you really want to know the exact number, you will see that it will flash 65 eventually. There we go. So that's basically unlocking the motor. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn the bike off if I can. And then when I turn it back on again, the throttle and will be unlocked, and so will the full power of the motor. Now guys, what you see here is a massive field, like I said, that I own, and we're going to do full power right across this field. Now it's a very bumpy field, and we will test out the suspension on the front and the back. Now the front's fully open, and the saddle obviously is open, so yeah, let's just do it. Let's stop talking. I always forget that. You have to put it into level 1. Right, here we go. Now I'm not going to come off the saddle. Oh! We did the voice test. Oh! Woo! Oh! Oh! Yeah, I'm bouncing about here. The old suspension test. It's actually really fun. The stabilisation on the Insta360 X4 is certainly getting put to the test. We're getting a little bit smoother now, guys. And yeah, I mean, it wasn't that bad. It was actually quite a comfortable ride, all things considered. I've went down that on a lot worse things, and yeah, let's just say it was pretty good actually. It's really windy, so we're now going to do a speed test, guys, and this is the flattest road that I can find. I'm just going to go up here to the end so I can get a real good run at it. We'll set ourselves up for a maximum speed test, and then we'll do some hill tests. So I'm going to go up here. Okay, now before we start, I want to just highlight that we do have a bell. So that's to let everybody know that I'm coming. Now the idea is we're going to go down that way and all the way along there. Now I'm going to pop my sunglasses on because my eyes are going to start getting watery. Yeah. So just for clarity, I weigh 19.5 stone, so I'm not sure what that is in kilograms, but this is a speed test on the ENGWE E26, throttle fully unlocked. Here we go. I'm not going to pedal either. Let's see what we can do on a flat road. We'll do a brake test at the end of this as well, by the way, just to clarify that I was going to do that. So we're at 23 miles per hour. 25. 26. 26. 26. There we go. Brakes are clearly working pretty well. So we got it up to 26 miles per hour. Which is pretty impressive, actually. Now, what I will also point out is if you stop, oh yeah, the brakes are, those hydraulic brakes are kicking in really well. Now, if you were to be using this and you wanted to lock it back up again, we just repeat the process. So hands off the brake, you press and hold the up and the down buttons together. We've got our menu system now, so we press the plus button. And we should be seeing 25 kilometers. Don't make me a liar. There we go. Not sure if that's about 20 seconds or not, but then we turn the bike off, and then when we turn the bike back on again, we are now back to kind of factory settings, and then we can just bump it back up to level 5 and we'll take a little drive. So you can see the throttle doesn't work at all now, and we are back in locked mode because we're going to be back on the road soon, and I don't own the roads, so it's getting really windy, so we're going to do the hill test. Suspension test, I would say it passed. Saddle suspension, not really doing an awful lot, but the front suspension, very, very good. Put it to the test again. And these hydraulic brakes are really good. I'm talking funny. Oh. Do you know what? Anybody thinking about buying a bike, you really ought to. Okay, so let's do a quick close-up at the ENGWE E26 fat tyre bike, and let's talk about those fat tyres first of all. They are 26 inches in diameter and 4 inches thick. Look at that tyre, absolutely badass. These will eat up anything that the road has to offer. We've got our front light here, we've got our 48 volt 16 amp battery installed here right next to the ENGWE logo. This is the gem blue edition of the bike, which is a really nice colour. It does come in bumblebee yellow and grey as well. Back here we do have our 250 watt brushless motor. It does, if you do unlock it, it is a 1000 watt brushless motor, but obviously that is not fitting for the UK. Back here, guys, we have our Shimano Tourney 7 gear shifter, and you can see we've got our 7 gears at the back. Moving up then, we've got our back light. This can be used as a brake light as well. When you hit that brake, it does come on, which is fantastic. We've got our bike back rack here. This can hold up to 25 kilograms in weight. Our saddle sits nicely here. We do have we've got our suspension saddle, and round at the front here we do have our suspension forks. You can see there. Now you can lock the forks if you wanted to. Just click it to lock it. I'm not sure why you would, but maybe if you're on really smooth road. The tyres will eat up a lot of the bumping anyway, but you can lock it there. Moving up then to the front of the bike. Let me see here what we've got here. We've got our 7 gear shifter. Push it up to go up, push the button to go down. Over here we do have our bell. Yep, it's quite an unusual bell. It's quite a nice little bell. It's like a little horn. I've got mine pointing right up the way. We've got our control here, our up and our down button for our screen. We've got our power button underneath there. We've got our lights, we've got our menu system, and then we've got our screen. I'm kind of losing the light a little bit here, but we do have our screen here. And then if we push our up button, you can see us going through the different levels, so we can control your bike that way. Over here, guys, we do have a throttle. Now in the UK this is deactivated, but it is on a kind of walk-in mode, so if you do have it in level 1, you can kind of walk with the throttle. It doesn't really help you out much when you're kind of doing any kind of cycling at all, but it does have its benefits if you're maybe going up some stairs or something like that. A couple of little stairs at my front garden. But guys, that is the ENGWE close-up, the E26. Yeah, let's get to the hill test. Okay guys, so we are right now facing the hill from hell. Now we could put this into pedal assist number 5 and probably get up this quite easily, but where's the fun in that? So it just so happened that I called Alfred and asked him to purchase this hill for us so that we can do this hill test. Yes, here we go, full throttle, more power. So we do have a little bit of flat bit here, which will help us get a little bit of pace. We're about 13 miles per hour right now. That's us at 15 miles per hour. and we're starting to drop already. So while we get up this hill, we've got about, well, it's shown as full battery, but we know that's not going to be the case. We're at 8 miles per hour, down to 7. It's struggling, I think 6. No, it's going to get us there, no problem. Yeah, sit back, just relax, not sweating, not hot, and we are at the top of the hill of doom, and there we go. Absolutely fantastic, to be honest, guys. The pedal, wow, oh, oh. So, I mean, what do I think of the bike? Well, firstly, I really have a lot of fun riding this bike. It's very comfortable, nice padded saddle, nice size. You can raise the handlebars, which is great for people that are a little bit taller. I'm 6'4", so obviously a big bike is good for me. I love the fact that it's got hydraulic brakes. It's got a 48 volt, 16 amp battery, which gives you some real good distance, real good time, depending on how you ride it, depending on your weight, of course. I do love the big tyres, 26-inch tyres. It makes it a really comfy ride. I love the brake light. I think that's something that probably gets forgotten about a lot, the fact that it does work as a brake light as well. Really good. The hand grips are really comfortable. They've got that little curved bit at the bottom that makes it nice and easy to kind of rest your palms, especially when you're going downhill and you're putting a lot of pressure onto the front of the bike. Yeah, I like the look of it as well, to be honest. It's a nice looking, it looks badass, you know, so really, really nice. Nice looking bike. Other things I like about it, let's see, so the price, I actually thought it was very well priced. A lot of discount codes at ENGWE as well. Delivery was really good. It arrived, 2 big chaps brought it in, took it all the way around my garden just like I asked them to. It came with all the tools required to build the bike. It was also relatively easy to build it. I mean, there's a couple of little fiddly bits like getting the light on. You know, you have to hold the wheel guard, tighten the light, hold the light, the wheel guard, and tighten a nut at the same time. You've only got 2 hands. It's quite hard to do, but it was easy enough to build, with the exception of that bit. If you've got someone in the house, then there you go. Use their assistance, and you'll be fine. Things that what don't I like about it? Well, I mean, obviously this is not a con in the bike, but you do have to kind of use a bit of common sense. If you can't lift a tin of beans, then this bike may be, you know, considered a little bit heavy for you. If you live in a flat with top floor, no lift, perhaps something, you know, a little bit lighter, because it is nearly 50 kilograms. That is a lot to lift, especially up a flight of stairs. So take that into consideration. It's not a con for the bike because they don't hide the fact that it's a heavy bastard. The gears, the Shimano gears, they didn't work correctly out the box. I had to tighten some screws, mess about with it a little bit in order to get them to work. So that's a little bit disappointing, since it's such a, you know, an obvious thing. You know, it's the gears on a bike. They really should be working outside the box. There is the odd little clinking or ticking, you know, with and I'm assuming it's mainly because of the aluminium wheel mud guards. I would prefer them to be plastic. One, the bike would be lighter, and 2, they don't have that kind of tin noise when something hits them, or the rattle noise. I do like the fact that you can take them off, and the lights can be connected to the bike without them. So if it was a really sunny day, or you do live in a really nice place and you're not expecting to be going through any puddles or anything like that, you could just unscrew them. That's a really good feature as well. But all in, guys, I'm really enjoying the bike. I'm really enjoying it. I'm having a lot of fun on it. Yes, it's heavy, but it is a lot of fun as well. So yeah. Hey guys, so just to summarise, I've really enjoyed getting out and about with the ENGWE E26. This bike provides comfort with its dual suspension, loads of options with 7 gears and 5 levels of assist, ensuring that you get as much exercise as you want when you're out in your adventures. Front and rear hydraulic brakes gives you that reassurance of safety. So if you're wanting to get out and about this summer, I don't think you'll be disappointed if you pick up an ENGWE E26. You can check it out at engwe-bikes-uk.com.